Well, for the first time in the history of Naga Peace Talks, a Government of India representative visited Camp Hebron. Well, Naga Peace Talks interlocutor AK Mishra was accorded a red carpet welcome as he visited the NSCN-IM headquarters, Camp Hebron, to call on outfit's General Secretary Thwingalin Muivah. Well, sources informed that a reception was also held to welcome Mishra, following which the Peace Talk interlocutor held a closed-door meet with NSCN-IM General Secretary Thwingalin Muivah. Well, sources are tight-lipped on whether this was an official meet or a courtesy call from interlocutor Mishra to the NSCN-IM chief. However, the meet is nevertheless historic, as this was the first time that any peace interlocutor visited Camp Hebron. It's a big story at this point in time. Viewers are from Nagaland. For the first time in the history of Naga Peace Talks, a Government of India representative visited Camp Hebron. Well, Naga Peace Talks interlocutor AK Mishra was accorded a red carpet welcome as he visited the NSCN-IM headquarters, Camp Hebron, to call on outfit's General Secretary Thwingalin Muivah. Well, sources informed that a reception was also held to welcome Mishra, following which the Peace Talks interlocutor held a closed-door meet with NSCN-IM General Secretary Thwingalin Muivah. Well, sources are tight-lipped on whether this was an official meet or a courtesy call from interlocutor Mishra to the NSCN-IM chief. However, the meet is nevertheless historic, as this was the first time that any peace interlocutor visited Camp Hebron. All right, our editor-in-chief, Wasbir Hussain, joins us from the newsroom to give his perspective on this historic meet. Well, Wasbir, a historic meet, so to say. Well, AK Mishra becomes the first Government of India representative to visit Camp Hebron. What more details do you have, and what is the significance of this visit?
Yes, Pooja, this is indeed a historic visit by a senior representative of the Government of India, particularly a Government of India's peace envoy, to Camp Hebron, which is the headquarters of the NSCN-IM just outside Dimapur, Nagaland's commercial hub. As we have been reporting for a couple of hours now, AK Mishra was given a red carpet welcome as he arrived in a carcade at Camp Hebron. Actually, we can also confirm at this point in time that it was just a courtesy visit by AK Mishra, Government of India's peace interlocutor on the Naga Peace Talks. He had gone to inquire about the welfare of NSCN-IM top gun, General Secretary T.H. Muivah, particularly after his hospitalization. You will remember that Mr. Muivah was ill and he was hospitalized, and he has visited a hospital in Dimapur on at least 2 occasions in the last couple of months. And that was basically to inquire about his health that Mr. AK Mishra, Government of India's peace envoy and interlocutor for the Naga Peace Talks, visited Camp Hebron today. In that meeting where Mishra met T.H. Muivah, the other top NSCN leaders, V.S. Atem, Anthony Simre, R.H. Raising, and several other cabinet ministers of the NSCN were present in that meeting. As I'd like to repeat, V.S. Atem, Anthony Simre, R.S. Raising, and a few other senior ministers, cabinet ministers of the NSCN were present in that meeting that lasted for almost 2 hours. This is quite significant because this is for the first time, as we have been reporting, that a senior leader, and for that matter, any Government of India representative has visited Camp Hebron, which is just outside Dimapur. It has been the headquarters of the NSCN-IM. And what, Pooja, this is extremely significant because we can also say that this has set the tone for a formal meeting between AK Mishra and the NSCN-IM that is scheduled to be held in Dimapur at the police complex in Chamukidima, to be precise, either tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Either tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we are breaking this story that AK Mishra, the Government of India's peace interlocutor will have a formal meeting with the NSCN-IM at the police complex in Chamukidima. That meeting is going to take place as early as tomorrow or day after tomorrow. For information of the viewers, already sources are saying that Mr. Mishra is also going to meet leaders of the NNPGs at the police complex in Chamukidima on Thursday, that is day after tomorrow. So this is a very significant visit by AK Mishra, which is going to be in Nagaland for at least a week. That is what our sources are telling us. Mishra will be staying in Nagaland for at least a week. 2 meetings scheduled. The informal meeting, that is a courtesy visit today to meet Mr. Muivah, that has set the tone of the formal meetings. The meeting with the NSCN-IM is going to take place at the police complex in Chamukidima, again outside Dimapur, as early as tomorrow or day after tomorrow. That is what our sources are telling us. And of course, Mr. Mishra, the interlocutor, is also going to meet the NNPG top brass also at the police guest house or the police complex in Chamukidima on Thursday. So that is the information that we have. Not sources are telling Notice Live that not only was Mr. Mishra accorded a red carpet welcome received by top leaders of the NSCN-IM as his motorcade arrived inside Camp Hebron, there was also a small reception ceremony, which is also something very, very unique. The NSCN-IM holds a reception ceremony in their own unique style, and that was what was accorded to Mr. Mishra as he arrived in Camp Hebron to pay a courtesy visit to the NSCN-IM Supremo Th. Muivah.
Right, so Wasbir, how do you see the road ahead from here on now?
Well, that is the million-dollar question. What is the road ahead from here, from now on? In fact, there has been a huge stalemate as far as the Naga peace process is concerned. There was a lot of confusion. A lot of people say that, the framework agreement of 15th of August, on the 3rd of August 2015, had actually cleared a lot of hurdles. So everybody was expecting a peace accord to be signed shortly after this framework agreement was signed in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in the presence of Mr. Muivah, and it had also bears the signature of the then ailing NSCN-IM chairman Isaac C.C. Su, later expired. But that was not to happen. Again, there was a lot of parlays, there was a lot of gap, and there was a lot of parlays after that, leading to the October 2019 deal, that is called the 2019. There was also some kind of an agreement was reached with both the NSCN-IM as well as the NNPGs later, but that nothing happened for almost 2 years, almost more than 2 years. And now there was a lot of back and forth movements as far as the peace process was concerned. A couple of days ago, we saw the top Naga leaders in the opposition-less government, led by Chief Minister Nafi Rio and Mr. T.R. Jeliang, and all the other top brass had arrived they had gone to New Delhi. They had met the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. They had returned to Nagaland, but they were absolutely tight-lipped. Then suddenly this visit by AK Mishra, the interlocutor, happened, and there is likely to stay in Nagaland for 7 days and meeting both the NSCN-IM and the NNPGs. So we can clearly say that the government of India is hell-bent this time around to achieve a breakthrough as far as the Naga peace accord, Naga peace process is concerned. And of course, we can also say that there is public opinion building up in Nagaland who wants both sides to adopt a give-and-take approach, adopt a reasonable approach, and sign a peace deal to end years or decades of uncertainty as far as Nagaland is concerned.